The Joe Rogan Experience.
But I do everything in moderation, and where I used to lift super heavy for power, like crazy heavy.
Well, you used to
now,
be a big motherfucker, right?
I'm 70 pounds bigger than I am now. Yeah, that's
so
big.
big.
Well, I benched, my goal was to bench over 500. Now, for any dickheads emailing me, I cheated, right? I used steroids, and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. So, but I tell you what, when your wiener breaks from taking that, that'll make you stop doing anything, because that's what happened. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. But I got to where I could lift pretty much anything I wanted. I couldn't walk from me to Jamie and back without getting winded. And so, I'll just... Can I just list what I took? It doesn't matter,
Sure.
right? So I was taking 250 milligrams or 1 milliliter of enanthate every 3 days. So basically, I was taking 3 shots a week of enanthate.
I don't know what that is. Is that hardcore stuff?
No, it's just testosterone, 250 milligrams.
Okay.
So I take 1 shot of that a week now for being on
Testosterone replacement therapy.
testosterone replacement. But I was also taking equipoise.
That's for horses.
Yes, it is. I was taking equipoise. I was taking that makes you super purple. Deca. I took trinobolin for a while, but I could not handle trin, dude. I hung a guy out of a building. Like, trin is not good. It's superhuman strength, aggressive, sex drive, but superhuman dickhead too. Like, it's just not for me. So I only took that for a little bit, and I didn't take it for that long. The one thing I found out is, one, there's a reason that you're not supposed to be on that shit. And I'm not a religious guy, so I'm not going to say God didn't mean you to be that way, but somebody didn't mean me to fucking be that way. Like,
well, you're monkeying with your structure, you know? Like, you have a chemical and biological and hormonal structure of your body, and you're monkeying with that. You know, you're adding massive amounts of muscle to your body. You're adding superhuman levels of hormones to your body.
well, and like the first time I took equipoise, it's a horse decongestant. So
Is
I
that what
took
it is?
it, and I was
Decongestion?
like, yeah, it's like cleans out the airways or opens up. It's a bronchial dilator. So I'm hacking shit up. I'm like, what am I getting sick? Well, it's because there was horses and pigs on the fucking container, right? Idiot, right? So, people ask me about it. I'm like, don't do it. Eat healthier, work out hard. Like, I lost everything anyway, but so the problem is in the middle of that, they have Deca, and they call it Deca Dick, right? It makes you like no sex drive. And I wasn't taking anything to, because I watched Hidalgo, right? And the horse fell in the pit with my daughter, and I started crying. I don't cry.
Hidalgo?
It's a movie, right?
Okay.
Anyway, horse falls in the pit, and the horse gets like a spear in its leg, and I'm crying. I'm like, what in the fuck is wrong with me? Well,
you're emotional.
Jesus, my estrogen levels were like through the roof. So I looked, and like an idiot, I had 200 milligram per milliliter Deca, and then I had another bottle that was like 400 or something, and I got them mixed up, so I was doubling up on Deca. Like I said, some of the
How
dumber
long did
shit.
you do this for?
Maybe a year and a half.
Did you get yourself checked out after it was over?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
make
When
sure everything's okay?
Well, when I first got off, I wish I had a photo. I don't know if we could pull one up, how big I got. Dude, I look like that rock on Fantastic Four. It's fucking weird looking.
Dude, I had Ronnie Coleman in here
Oh, my
a
God.
couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
First of all, what a great guy. So nice.
Yeah.
Like, so friendly and so happy, even though he's basically broken.
Yeah.
He's had, how many back surgeries did he say he had? Something crazy. Yeah, like more than 10 back surgeries.
I read an article that said 13, but I don't know.
And that was probably it. His entire back is basically fused.
Yeah.
But when you look at him, when he was Mr. Olympia, when he was winning,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus. I mean, that a human being can get that big.
Oh, it's insane. And I only scratched, like I didn't put the, he's done it his whole life, right? Those guys are freaks. Phil Heath lives by us in Denver. You'll see him every now and then, or you used to, and he's a new kind of one guy like Ronnie. Mm-hmm. The thing is, though, is like you go into a gym and grab 200-pound dumbbells and you start doing incline bench with no spotter. Grabbing some looks, but I genetically was not built to lift that heavy, right? Mm-hmm. There's some help involved in that. But I got to a point where I was super emotional, and not like I don't believe really in the roid rage thing, because I never got that.
What are you talking about? You're just telling me you're hanging a guy off the side of a building. That's roid rage.
Yeah, well, let me finish. Good point. But I think if you just take an increased amount of like testosterone and anabolic in general, if you're a happy guy, you're happy. If you're a sad guy, you're sad. And if you're a dickhead, you're more of a dickhead. The thing with, tren, that's why I got off it. That was one thing for me that definitely, I was changing psychologically. When I got off, it was the problem. Like emotionally, I was a wreck. Like that's the closest. I'm not like a suicidal guy. That's the closest where my brain just didn't function right. And then I got off cold turkey and whatever.
Well, that is a big issue with kids, young kids. Their endocrine system crashes, and just like we were talking about with soldiers that have been blown up a bunch, or football players or fighters, your body's not producing testosterone correctly. After you get off that shit, you get really, really depressed for some people.
Bigorexia is what they were telling me because I was afraid to go to the gym because I was shrinking. And,
right.